We're going to learn the halachas since this parsha Shmini. It talks a lot about kashrus in this parsha. So we're going to learn the very important halacha, the milk we're drinking. And I'm not talking about the chalav Israel, the chalav stam. This is compared to the problem we have. It's a very, very small problem. Obviously, whoever have chalav Israel going to have continue chalav Israel. Whoever chalav stam or chalav akum going to continue. But I recommend for everybody to listen to this shiur because you might change your mind and see what's going on in this market of milk. So there was this problem already came up about 30 years ago approximately, when they found out that a lot of, it was always here the problem, but they just found out about it approximately 30 years ago, that a lot of the cows going through a surgery, what's called DA, and Memel, this surgery what basically makes a hole in the stomach of the cow in order to help the cow to release gases. Some of the cows that go through this surgery, some not. So it created a big problem because that surgery makes halachically the cow treif. So it's not even a shaila cholav Yisrael, cholav akum. It's a shaila drabanon. Chachamim came say a Jew must watch the milking, otherwise he might mix over there cholav tameya. But lemaise, like I said, it's a big machlokas adayom, and one of the biggest materium of this inyan was Rav Moshe Feinstein that he brought ahead. There was also many poskim before him. He based obviously his psak on them. That since we know that anan sahade, meaning we could testify that for sure in the farms they have nothing but milk from cow. It's like you seeing it. Anan sahade, it's like you seeing it. That was his heter. But I'm not talking about this now. The problem is not if a Jew watching the milking or not. The problem is if bichlal the milk is kosher. Now, what? Because if the halacha, it's in the Yoreh Deya Simon Pei Aleph, it says kol abomin tome. That's the halacha. Anything the derivative of a tome or treif, it would be tome. So according to this, if the animal is treif, so whatever comes from that animal, it's also treif. So if that animal went through a surgery and it became treif, so the milk is also treif. It's no different than eating treifah meat or drinking a treifah milk. That's the halacha. Here, Pei Aleph. Cholav behema v'chayo tameya oy treifah, meaning it was a kosher animal like a cow, but became treif in our case through surgery. Osurim kebesara. It's osur like it's flesh. So it's no different. It looks like an innocent milk. What could be wrong with it? It's not only isur drabon. A Jew didn't see the milking. It's at this point with that surgery. It's isur deraisa. It's treif. It's like I said. It's no different than eating treif meat. An average shomer Torah mitzvahs b'shum oifen would not look at the price of the meat. B'shum oifen would not eat any treif. Over here, he's drinking that milk. I think it's kosher, and it's not his fault because there's kashrus agencies that's giving kashrus for it. And l'choira al pi halacha, this milk it's treif. So if you go online and if you're going to see, OU has a link that it tells you what's the heterim they have for this milk. So approximately they have 6-7 heterim explanation why this milk is still kosher. And I'm going to go bring first of all what they say. First of all, one of the tainas that whatever the problem they're dealing with, that's also exists in cholav Israel. That's what they say. Now, then one taina what they say that milk is not a problem because they say there's halacha. It's brought in Gemara Chulin. Daf Yud Aleph and Yud Aleph Amud Beis, Yud Beis Amud Aleph. Roiv behemas ksherim. The chazaka, if you don't know if the animal has a treif in it or not, you could assume roiv behemas b'cheskas kashrus. So they're kosher. Memele. So That's how it's also at Paskin in Yeredea Simon Lametes. So if roiv behemoth ksherim, so this is also kosher. We assume the milk we have, it's coming from roiv behemoth, which is kosher. That's one taina. Second taina they have, since the hole in the stomach of the animal, it's being sealed with another part of the animal's of the animal itself. The Mele, the halacha says when this hole was sealed, in some cases it's the animal still kosher. So that's one of their tainas, that hole that the veteran did in the cow is being sealed again with another organ of the animal. And take, there is such a halacha in Yeredeh Siman Memches. So keva shenikva treifah v'achelev shala yeser soiso manekev ksheira. If there is a fat that ala yeser, it's kosher. So that's one of the tainas. So that they say the hole was sealed again through another organ of the animal. Memele, that would be kosher. The third taina there, why it's kosher? The halach is what makes the definition of behemoth treif. What's the definition of treif? That the animal cannot live for 12 months. Since most of those animals, after the surgery, they could live and outlive the 12 months, that animal is not treif. The fourth taina that brings why the milk is kosher, there's halacha min b'minoi bottle. Since the milk, kosher milk and non-kosher milk, it's min b'milo, you cannot taste the difference. Memela, it's bottle beroiv. Memela, since in the farm you have kosher, some animals did not go through the surgery and some went through the surgery. Memela, it's min b'milo, it's bottle. That's why they say so everything has become bottle in the kosher milk. So again, according to them, even would be a treifah cows in the farm, since there is a lot of non-treifah cows and the milk being mixed, so memela, it's kosher. The fifth taina they said, there's halacha called the porish meruba porish. If you don't know where thing comes from, you could assume it comes from the majority. Majority of the cows are kosher. Memela is, they say, this milk is also kosher. So that's their fifth taina. The sixth taina, they say the halacha says when there is a sveika, we go the kula. They bring the shach, the marshal, by suffix sveika, we go the kula. Since there's a suffix sveika over here, if it's the milk is not kosher, not kosher, so we go the kula, everything is kosher. So that's basically their.
The suffix, if it's from a kosher, not kosher, what's the second?
Okay, very good, very good. There's a lot more questions than this. This is. It's a good question, but I'm saying there's a lot more. So I'm going to go now over all this 6 tainas they have, and we're going to see if it's if it's ikad dvarim b'goy, if there's something substantial of here or not. The first taina they say, the roiv behemoth ksherim hem, that means that the animal is becheskas kashrus. The idea of chazaka will apply when we don't know something. When we don't know something, then we'll go to chazaka. So the chazaka is roiv behemoth ksherim. But when I know for a fact there is a treifah behemoth over there, I cannot say I go after the roiv. What do you mean? The roiv, it helps me when I don't know what's going on, so I follow the roiv. Roiv b'cheskas kashrus. Over here I know in fact that in this farm there was a treifah animal. So that over here, that taina number 1, it flies out of the window.
Not just one, also. It's a percentage. It's a.
Hold on a second. I'm holding by taina number 1. As you're talking about the chazaka, you're relying on chazaka. There's no chazaka because you know for a fact, it's not a secret, we know exactly which animal went through a surgery. They have an ID on them, on each animal. So it's you don't follow roiv over here. If there's a treif, it's treif. That's number 1.
Well, meaning all these cows have a medical history.
Yes, they have medical history. You can't say, I don't know what's going on and I go by the roiv. No, you know what's going on and you don't go by the roiv because you know there's a treif over here in this farm. The second taina, that the animal, that hole that they puncture in the animal, it was sealed, memela, it becomes kosher. First of all, it's nish azoy poshut, which and how you seal, how the animal, when it's, and sometimes when it's sealed it's kosher, sometimes it's not. Depends on the organ. If it's a kosher organ, then it's kosher. If it's not a kosher organ, then it's not kosher. Depends on
What does that mean, a kosher
if they're sending you. Let's say there's some fat that you cannot eat. If that fat sealed the hole, that doesn't make the animal kosher. But I'm not going to this inyan of la halacha if it was sealed or not. Factually, this assumption is completely wrong. The whole idea of making the surgery in the animal to help the animal to pass gases. So if they did the hole in order the animal should be able to pass gas, and you sealed it again, so what was the whole purpose of the surgery? Obviously, this hole was not completely sealed at all times. Sometime it opens up. It depends on the position of the animal, depends how many times a day to help the animal to let the gases out. So mimela, you can't tell me that was sealed. It was not sealed, otherwise they would not do the surgery. So the surgery is there, the hole is there. That's why they did the surgery. So mimela, without getting to the halacha part of it, factually, the metzius, it's a wrong statement to make. The surgery is there to stay, and that's why the surgery made a treif, so it's treif. The third taina, what they say that the animal that cannot live for 12 months at treif, mimele, those animals, most of them live over the 12 months, mimele, they're kosher. This halacha is we're being misinformed. Because the Rambam in Hilchas Shchita Perek Yud, he mentioned over there about 70 treifahs. And you bring over there in Perek Yud Halacha Yud Gimel. So that's his conclusion. V'chol elu shemonu v'omru shen treifah. All the 70 things we said was treifah. One of them is that hole that they make in this animal in the stomach. It makes a treifah. Av al pi shira badar charefua shabiyodenu shemikzosan enon mikzoson enon memisin efter shetichya man. Even though al pi today the medical according to the medical knowledge we have today, that animal could live and outlive the 12 months. He says, "En lecha elamashemonu chachamim shlemar apia toira asher yerucha." The treif is still treif, even though it's going to outlive the 12 months. If chachamim are telling us that makes a treif, even it's outlived the 12 months, it's still treif, because that's how chachamim tell us. This is treif. So the meila that the animal going to live more than 12 months, it still doesn't change the status. This animal is treif, and the same thing is brought. The Shach brings the same thing from Shuvas Rashba, that this animal right here. I'm reading from Simon Nun Zayin Yeredeya, Simon Kotan Mem Chesem the Shach. B'Shuvas Rashba Kosav. Ken b'Shuvas Ken Iteres Daval Pi Sheshnishto Bevada Yud Bes Chodesh Osur. There is one of the psulim of the animal if it has extra organ, even though that makes a treif, even though it would live over 12 months, it says, Kevan devadai treifah, even since al pi halacha, this symptom, it makes it vadai treifah, v'lo mahane shiyas yud bes chodesh. It does not help over there that the animal could live and outlive the 12 months. When we say ela besofek treifah v'chai gavna, when we say if it outlived the 12 months, it's kosher. Only if it's sofek treifah. Vadai treifah, 12 months does not help. Anyway, there's arichos advorim over there. That's la halacha. If that animal was a vadai treif, so it remains treif even outlived the 12 months. So that time also, that the animals living more than 12 months also flies out of the window. The fourth taina they have, that min b'minoi bottle beroiv, memela, even they claim if you're going to say there is a treifah cow in the farm, that it's mixing the milk with others, memela it's bottle. So I have two reasons why this taina, it's not a good taina. A, we never mevatel bittul beroiv lechatchila, and mevatel isur lechatchila. We don't do that. Bittul beroiv, if it's happened, it mixed and I didn't see it. Some milk fell into my
Like it was an
my
accident.
my fleishike soup, it was an accident. I say it's bottle barob. Over here, you mixing those milks and you're saying it's going to become bottle barob. You can't mavatol isur lechatchila. That's number one. Number two, the whole union of bittul barob, it says clearly in halacha, it's have to be echod b'shishim. Yeah, right here in Siman Pei Aleph, and the middle of halacha base, it says clearly, V'im hoiso be'eder im behemas acheres. If you have in a farm a cow that treif with other cows, v'nisarev chelba im chelava acheres. Nisarev meaning, again, by accident it was mixed. Even then, you need holchim ba'achar shiur shishim. You need 60 kosher cows to one treifah cow to matir the milk. Again, this still have to be done by accident, not that you going and mix it. It's have to be wanted. Now, the OU themselves, they saying over there that the cows that went through the surgery, they're between 4 to 9%, so it's not bottle b'shishim. It's you don't have the shiur to mavatal the treifah milk, and plus, I spoke to many other kashrus agencies. They said the numbers a lot higher than 4 to 10%. It's a lot higher. It's about a third of them going through the surgery. So memele, there's no shiur over here of bottle b'shishim, and even you would be there, you cannot mavatal lechatchila. So that taina number 4 also goes out of the window. Now the fifth taina, they say you were applying over here the klal called the porish miruba porish. If you don't know, if you get something where it's coming from, you could assume it's coming from the ruba, from the majority. If the majority, the animals are kosher, this is kosher. So you cannot use this taina called, when you say called the porish miruba porish, in this case of milk, if an OU mashgiach would find an abandoned trailer truck of milk in the middle of the highway, says, I don't know where this milk coming from. You know what? It's the miruba porish. The ruba, you might say, it's kosher. Over here, you're talking about you going to the farm. It's not porish. It's there, and you know it's a treif over there. You cannot use this klal called the porish miruba porish, and especially when we have another klal, which is they bring this klal. I don't know why they bring it. It plays against them. Kol hakavua k'mechza al mechza dami. Even you have the ruba kosher. If it's kavua b'makoymo, that's where they get the milk. It's k'mechza v'mechza. It's not treif. And like I said, you don't have a 60 over here, and it's not porish. You're going to the farm and you're mixing all the treifah milk, saying it's all kosher. So all this klolim,
By the way,
doesn't fly over here.
You would think now with this reasoning, the ruba is now that all milk is treif. Because
right.
If they're mixing from every dairy
farm, and all of them have the treif, so it's all treif. Right.
A third. What?
Now, the sixth taina, they say, since suffix feika, we're going lakula, I don't know what the suffix feika of it. It's not even one suffix over here. It's a vadai treif, again. And the percentage of the vadai treif doesn't become bottle. So the whole thing is a vadai treif. So I don't see where they come to suffix feika. So what I see from, what I gather from all this, that the argument they're putting, basically, it's a red herring. There's nothing... there's no achiza b'metzius or b'halacha, whatever they say. I don't know why they don't wrap the kashrus. As far as I'm concerned, this milk is a total treif, like you're eating a treifah meat. And no one, like I said, would eat a treifah meat and they say, there is a piece of paper saying it's kosher. No, if you know it's treif, you're not going to eat it. So this milk, as far as I'm concerned, it's treif like the meat. Mimele, we should not have it. Again, never mind, I'm not even talking now about the topic of chalav Yisrael midrabanon. I'm talking about it's a treifah d'oraisa.
Is this problem also chalav Yisrael?
No. Very good. Chalav Yisrael, what they say that the chalav Yisrael have the same problems, it's absolutely incorrect. I spoke to many mashgichim and all of them told me the same thing. When they go to the farm for chalav Yisrael, they separate the cows that went through surgery. Every cow has an ID, and they use only cows that did not go through the surgery. So to say we are dealing with the same problem as chalav Yisrael, it's incorrect. Cholav Yisrael does not have this problem. A, doesn't have the Isur D'Rabbanan that Cholav Akum and Yisrael Royayu, a Jew seeing the milking. B, you don't have the Isur D'Oraisa. That's not B, that should be the A. There's no Isur D'Oraisa over there because they separate all the cows that went through a surgery. They don't milk them for Cholav Yisrael products.
The bottom line is, if you have chalav Yisrael, you protect yourself from all the
Very good. That's why Cholav Yisrael. And by the way, I don't work for any kashrus agency. I'm not in the kashrus business. I have no benefit from it personally. I have no agenda over here. I'm just trying to do lafrusha mi'isura. Now, you don't have to believe me. You could check yourself, go online, and you could produce yourself online the article they write over there. Check the Makoiris, and you'll see this whole thing is a red herring, like I said. It's not a good argument, and as far as I'm concerned, it's 100% this milk is treif. Now, I just want to say, since we today is like a Parsha Shmini, the Arachaim says like this. The Pasuk says, Al teshaktu es nafsashechem b'chol asher etz hashoretz v'lesitamu bohem when it makes some bomb. The Arachaim says, Ulai sheyichaven lema shetzrichin Yisrael yizoer lebal yikonsu lepiem afilu be'esech hadas. You might think, okay, it's not my fault, or you give me a permission, and it's on them. He says, even it goes be'esech hadas, you don't know, it's shoygek. Ki hafresh ben shoygek lemezid. If it's you mistakenly or you taking purposely something not kosher, but mitzius zek shoygek. The kashoyga kamezit. He says the mitzius is the mitzius. That's what's not kosher. So it doesn't. The effect of the shoygek is the same thing like the mezit. Ki ativ ya'asa ma'aseu b'nefesh odom. If it contaminates you, the treif, the poison by mistake, it's still poison. Very good. Afilu be'esach hadas. Elo sheishtana apegam b'maisa mezit maisa nafshoy sheketz u'shoygek chetoy titamen nafsho v'titamtem. The difference says that it's going to affect you, whether it's b'shoigeg or b'mezid. By b'mezid, you become like a sheket, you become like this animal itself, or like this creature itself. By the shoigeg, it's just going to matamtam the moyach. It's going to matamtam alev v'amoyach. V'hu omro v'lo titamu v'nitmesem bom. It's still going to verstop the head, verstop the heart. That might be a lot of chinuch problems, other problems. So it's very important. It's very, very important to makbid on this, because it has a great effect on all of us.
Makbid. It's
right. It's not well makbid not to be over on to watch yourself, not to be over on this isur.
It's only milk, or also milk product like cheese.
Oh, memela is like this. A lot of the kashrus agency rely on their kosher milk, and they do other products with this, and all of them have this problem. So I will tell you also the end of Parshas Kedoshim. Now we're in the middle of the war, so you see over there it says the end of Parshas goes this: Va'avdil eschem inamim liyosli. Rashi says, Im atem muvdolim mehem aratem shali. One of the Havdalas Kedushas is Kedushas Achila. If you separate from them, again, all the Kedushas, then you belongs to me. Vim lav. If Chaz v'sholem, you don't separate yourself among them, not keeping kosher, so if we need more protection spiritually but protection begashmius physically, so one of the things we could be careful, especially this parsha, it's having a kosher milk also. Shkoyach, thank you.